Tour also announced via Jomez their end-of-season awards. And they're not all in one article, so if you were trying to find it without watching the entire thing...
Why have they been posting them, like, daily on Instagram?
I don't know.
Like, most of the world is going to find out through Instagram.
I tried to find it all in one spot. I thought surely Ultiworld or the Disc Golf Pro Tour would have just an article. It's like, here's your end-of-season award winners. Here's the first and second card. You just have to come to us. We'll tell you all in one brief thing.
We are the people.
So, Player of the Year I'm going to just read them all of the initial awards, and then we can react to them indivially.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make life easier.
Okay.
So, MPO Player of the Year, Calvin Heimberg.
Oh, my gosh.
FPO Player of the Year, Kristen Tatar. Rookies of the Year, you have Silva Saarinen, and I believe it is Luke Taylor is the MPO one. Ooh. And then the most improved players, you have Ali Smith.
Nice.
And
she won.
my man, Mr. Cole Redallen.
He got Cole.
So those are the big awards. We'll talk through the All-Stars. So let's start first. Kristen Tatar, we can start there. Ulibarri on the show put it, I think, best, which was you could cut her season up into 4 different quarters, and she would have won Player of the Year with any of the 4 quarters.
That's sick.
And it's probably true.
You dog. That's
so,
sick.
I mean, she won all 4 majors. There was no way this was going to anyone else. There wasn't another
Tatar
argument.
is going to end up with a career. I see these TikToks sometimes with like Tiger Woods stats and it'll be like, it will to start to do the stat in a way that makes you think it's going to be like, oh, it's just a cool stat. And then it ends with being like, what the heck, Tiger Woods? And it like one of them's like, from like this period to this period, over a 10-year period, Tiger Woods was a total of like something like 200 under par. It's maybe not that, but 200 under par. This person in second place was a combined 199, and then it was over par.
Yeah,
like Kristen
like
Tatar is going to have those stats in the future where you're going to hear the first part and be like, oh, and then you're going to hear the second part and be like, huh? Like, because she's so dominant that her stats are going to make you scratch your head.
Do you think she's going to do it again this year?
Yeah. There's no reason to believe
well,
she
yeah,
won't.
it's like until we see...
Paige Pierce is returning.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think who's most likely to end Kristen's domination? Is it someone that
Haley
exists
King.
now
Nobody
or
that
a new
exists.
person on the
Haley
scene?
King.
The most likely that exists now is probably like a Haley King.
Probably, but she's not going to.
But you think it's more going to be like somewhat like a new person on the scene? Yeah. Because Kristen kind of like, I might be wrong in saying this, but I feel like she like, I didn't really hear anything about her, and then all of a sudden she popped on and won everything.
Because she started touring.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think...
She won U.S. Women's in 2019, I believe it was.
Wow. Okay.
I don't expect her... Like, I'm not going to be surprised, but I'm not going to expect her to repeat what she did this year. But she is going to win 5+ tournaments indefinitely at this level until other people start to
Well, that's the thing
like,
about
that's
Kristen.
just what's going to happen.
Is it's similar to Paul and his dominance. She doesn't do any one singular thing that makes you be like, no one can do that.
That makes sense.
She just doesn't really mess
well.
up.
Yeah.
She just does everything well. Because I was like, Paul never... He didn't do anything. His putting was pretty jaw-dropping. But at the time, you had Ricky also jaw-dropping putts.
He didn't have like a bomb forehand, a bomb backhand. He just did it all
He was just one of the best at everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Kristen is.
Very good point.
She isn't like, oh, well, if someone can top her backhand, then they're going to beat her. It's like, no, she has a very solid forehand. She has a very solid backhand. She keeps it in the fairway. She stays within her game, and she makes clutch putts.
She is the most accurate player on tour.
Yeah. Which I think that is kind of what...
I think that's where Paul was too. It's like accuracy. It's one you don't really pick up on, but it's like they just hit lines.
Yeah.
And disc golf comes down to hitting lines.
So, no surprise there. Now, MPO, no real surprise here. Calvin Heimberg taking down the Ken Climo Player of the Year. Oh, side note, the Kristen Tatar Player of the Year was the Elaine King Player of the Year. So a lot of people thought that was hilarious.
Funniest thing ever.
Which Elaine King's earned her right to have the name on the award. It was just funny because of Elaine Gate 2 years ago now.
I think we named the award after Kristen. I think it should be the Kristen Tatar Player of the Year.
And then the Ken Climo MPO Player of the Year was Calvin Heimberg. And we discussed this so many times back and forth. It basically just... It varies how you view Player of the Year as to whether it went to Calvin or to Isaac.
I'm not mad at it.
No. I don't think they made a wrong decision.
No, I think they made the right decision for their sake, for sure. And there's no problem picking Calvin for Player of the Year.
Because the other thing is, if you're the Pro Tour, if you don't pick Calvin, then you're almost devaluing your own tour points.
True.
Good point.
To a certain extent.
Good point.
Because then you're telling people, well, our tour doesn't really matter as much as the majors, which we don't have anything to do with. Because that'll be the interesting thing is there's a chance.
It was an inside job.
Well, there's a chance that Isaac Robinson gets the PDGA Player of the Year. I'd have to look points-wise.
Oh, I have no idea.
Well, he got
people forget.
He got the important player of the year.
Well, yeah, he got the Grippies.
Yeah,
That's true.
so-
Didn't win a Grippy.
Don't think he won a Jomies, but did win a Grippy.
Oh, yeah.
So, the more important.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting if Isaac Robinson ends up PDGA Player of the Year. Because like you kind of forget that award exists because
They look really cool though. I remember when we went to the Gateway Factory and saw Nico's like Player of the Years. I was like, that was pretty sick.
yeah,
I think I want one. PDGA, you sent me one?
Yeah.
I'm sure they will.
Thank
I'm sure you
you.
can find the trophy pretty easily.
I don't know. They were actually pretty.
They were
actually,
pretty sick.
They kind of looked like
They looked
taller,
like our
thinner
Grippies.
Grippies.
Yeah, actually, they kind of. I think they might have been the Grippies. Now that we think about it,
We hand out PDGA Player.
we hand out
players.
PDGA Player of the Year awards
on
every
our
year.
level.
Now, Rookie of the Year, we had Silva Saarinen, Finnish player. She amassed a total of 365 points throughout the season. 363.5 points throughout the season. Ended in the 39th ranked position, which was the first in rookies. Although 77 unique FPO players received at least 10 fan votes for this award, Silva dominated the fan votes with over 3.5 times the amount of second place. She's currently the 13th ranked player in the FPO UDisc World Rankings. And her journey began with her first 13th in FPO World US UDisc rankings. But in the points, she's 39th.
Okay.
Her journey began with her first Pro Tour event, the 2023 Music City Open, where she placed top 30 and then claimed a top 10 finish at her first major at Worlds.
Nice.
Now, as far as MPO, we had Luke Taylor, who he ended himself 55th ranked position and is the 44th ranked player in the MPO UDisc World Rankings. He also started with Music City Open. He scored a top 20 finish there, 16th
I think
in his debut
Luke
one.
Taylor is just a little too generic to
It's
where
like the most American name.
now
I've
that he's
heard.
won Rookie of the Year, I'm gonna zero in on it. I know that name now because like he finished 45th in the rankings. Like I
Yeah.
know most of the guys in like the top 70, 80. So
Very marketable name though. I would like to see Luke Taylor at the top.
I would
the
like
name.
to see some disc golf merch. Luke Taylor. Like it sounds like designer.
Oh, yeah.
It does kind
Luke
of.
Taylor.
Like, sounds like Peter
Why?
Millar.
What's the brand that
Yeah.
it sounds like?
Like it sounds like a
Travis
golf
Matthew.
Yeah, it sounds like a golf brands.
Okay.
Yeah, Peter Millar, Travis.
Because
yeah.
like I'm there with you. I'm here.
Zooming
Luke
ahead, the 2023 MPO.
I think of Ann Taylor.
well,
that's his mom.
Zooming ahead, the 2023 MVP Open is where he attained his best placement at this event with an 11th place.
Let's go, Luke.
So good for him. And then the most improved player, I mean, Cole Redolin. I just enjoyed my last Chick-fil-A of the year. Thanks to Cole. Appreciate it.
Shout out Cole, man. I like Cole Redolin.
Yeah, he has a bright future ahead of him.
Maybe.
And also Allie Smith, very, similar. She has a bright future ahead of her. Both of them played very well at multiple different events. I believe Allie Smith claimed a silver event at the Kansas City Wide Open, if I remember correctly. And then obviously Cole Redolin won.
I'd like to collab with Cole Redolin. When Worlds comes into town, he needs to be high on our list.
Hey Cole, you want to play Imposter?
Hey, Cole. I think Cole is a listener.
Yeah.
Cole,
Hey,
you want
Cole,
to play
You
Imposter?
want to play Imposter Disc Golf? We won't
Simon,
pin
you
you.
too.
We'll yell at you a lot.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It'll be a good time. Now, the All-Stars, we already knew the first card All-Stars, but there was voting to decide the second and third card All-Stars. We'll start with FPO. Your first card All-Stars were Kristen Tatar, Missy Gannon, Owen Scoggins, and Holland Handley. Then the second card that was announced is Ella Hansen, Kat Murch, Haley King, and Katrina Allen.
Kat did make it in.
And then which
Wasn't
Kat?
Sure. Allen.
And then the third card was Allie Smith, Macy Valadiaz, Sarah Hokum, and Jessica
Could
Weiss.
you imagine the just softball headline it would be if those two got in a fight? Cat fight.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just too easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Good
right.
job,
That
Trev.
was easy. That was easy to listen to.
That's a journalist's dream.
Wow.
Big J journalism.
Sometimes the headlines write themselves. They haven't been in a fight. I'm sure it's fine.
Now, on MPO side, first card All-Star is Calvin Heimberg, Isaac Robinson, Gannon Burr, and Ricky Wysocki.
That's
and
a
then
heck of a good card.
Yeah.
the second and third votes landed Eagle McMahon, Matty O, Simon Lizotte, and Kyle Klein
I'm fine
for the
with
second
that.
card.
I'm fine with
And
that.
then the third card is Anthony Barella, Cole Redolin, James Proctor, and Ezra Robinson.
Good for Ezra Robinson, man. I'm so happy
on,
for him.
Big Ez.
He was so underrated. He must have just beat out Alden. I bet you that was close in the
I
fan
wonder, is Ezra and Isaac the first brothers to both be All-Stars?
vote.
Same season.
Considering we have about, 4 years of All-Star precedent? It has to be.
So think about as
All-Star
Is there
Bros.
any other brothers that
What's
are
their
like
nickname? What's their brother nickname? Starting now. The All-Star Bros?
the
The
Swiss
All-Star-
Family Robinson.
the
That's-
I think that's their Instagram name
Oh.
back in the day.
It is.
That
They actually
one's
they actually have a
complicated,
website.
As
I like the All-Star Bros.
As the king.
The All-Star Bros?
No. As the
With
king.
brothers opposed to All-Stars.
I know, but like we can do better than that.
Yes, sir.
The Monstars.
My apologies.
The just like mix up words like you usually do.
No, all I got is All-Star Bros.
The Robin Spin Bros.
All right.
How about Super Mario Bros?
There we go. As the
Super Mario
king
Bros.
said over the weekend, King James, that is, records can be broken, but you can't ever break being the first to do
dude.
something.
I'm watching Hunter turn into a LeBron fan.
I'm not a LeBron
Ironically.
fan. I'm not a LeBron fan.
I know
by
it's
any means.
ironic, but it's
But
really
hey, no,
funny.
it is. That's a good point. He's the first to win the in-season tournament, and the Robinson brothers are the first brothers to be all-stars.
Never be broken.
You can't break someone that's the first
What
to
do you
do
think
it.
there's going to be triplets in the All-Star game? Stupid.
Could be. Who knows?
Could
They got to
be.
start playing
Robin
disc golf
spins.
first.
Isn't there a third brother?
Yeah, I think there's like 4 or 5.
There's a
brothers.
ton of them, man.
Yeah.
There's Robinsons are everywhere.
Notable name
Go down to
missing,
Georgia and there's
Sir Paul
Robinsons.
Macbeth. I was very surprised when they announced out because the
Probably-
second and third card was fan voted.
Probably for the best, but
Hunter, I think it's really funny that every time you introduce a name, you call them sir.
he does. You do that.
That is
a lot.
really funny.
Might be the next
It's
t-shirt.
a
I don't even know
just
it
chilling
is a
thing.
just chilling out
Every
there, see?
single
Yeah.
name you say sir in front of it.
Sir Katrina Allen? I don't think I said
Well,
that.
No, you do the sir thing a lot now.
I know it's because every single time I want to say they got knighted, did they?
Well, dang. I guess I'll never do that again.
Sorry,
I'll
I
just
think
stop
it's funny.
having fun.
I wasn't saying it because it bothers me. I was saying because I think it's funny.
I didn't even notice it until Connor just mentioned it.
Really?
No.
Well,
I
dang.
didn't. Well, because you only noticed it because you were thinking about doing a bit.
You're right.
Yeah.
I like it. Just
I
to
think
be
we
clear.
should call Connor Poophead.
Sir Poophead.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, Paul was missing. I just thought that was fascinating.
Where's Paul? I'm gonna say
Paul's missing.
I bet that Paul got voted in and exempted himself because he just had a kid.
You think so? Well, but it's the week before the Pro Tour starts. I imagine he's
but
playing that next
every
week.
week matters, dude. You know that. You know
They're
as well
going-
as anybody. That
they're
could be his
going on-
first steps.
They're
dude.
going on tour.
The whole gang is.
I'm almost positive they announced that. Yeah, I think the whole gang's going on tour.
What are they RVing?
I don't
Surely
know. I'd
not.
imagine.
$1 Million Man. Does he have a G55?
Frick's that.
I've been watching a lot of guys selling private jets.